Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rodi, I live in Ghana and I'm currently studying to become a skin therapist. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite sunscreens of 2023. These are my favorite sunscreens of 2023. They are in this, um, they are here, like these sunscreens. I tried so many sunscreens this year, but these ones are the ones that I actually felt like I really liked and would not even hesitate using. Like for example, this is a new skincare brand in Africa here. And you see, I use the bigger size and I use the smaller size when I went on vacation. So let's get into it without wasting time. Also, I tried some sunscreens last year that didn't work for me. Like they were just kind of horrible. Some were just like not giving at all. So if you would want me to also do a video on those ones as well, let me know in the comment section so that yeah, I will make it. The first sunscreen I'm talking about are the Uncover Aloe Invisible Sunscreen. These are from Kenya. These are Kenyan brands, but they formulate their products in Korea. So you can definitely see the Korean, touch in their product. I've tried their toner, this sunscreen, their vitamin C, which I'll talk about in a future video. But these sunscreens, I really like them. Like this is enough. I took this home during vacation. When I was using this, I didn't want to take this big size home. So I took this home at the end of last year and I finished it because I just liked it. It applies like a moisturizer. It has a creamy texture, which I really like so much. But then it's kind of mattifies a bit on your skin, it doesn't give you a matte finish, but it kind of dries down on your skin in a very nice way. So because of that, even oily skin, my clients with oily skin are really liking it so much as well. It's a chemical sunscreen and it has notable ingredients such as aloe vera, panthenol, tocopherol, hyaluronic acid, and rice bran. This is such a nice one. I would probably do a demonstration like application video, and put it by the side for you to see how it applies. And what I like so much about this is that even though it has a creamy texture, the way it just rubs into the skin quickly without having to do too much is what I like for it. My sunscreen, I don't like to work too much when it comes to sunscreen. Within a minute, my sunscreen should absorb into my skin. That's one of the categories I look for when it comes to the best sunscreens for me, because sunscreen is something that has to stay on your skin to protect your skin. So if it is like you have to apply, you have to keep rubbing more and more for it to absorb, then I don't think it's going to give you effective protection, I mean. So that's why I really like this one. This is such a fantastic sunscreen. Uncover, I really wish more people would discover their brand and use their sunscreen as specifically. I feel like from what I've tried so far, their sunscreen is the hit, is the banger for me. I really like the sunscreen. The only issue some people might have is that it has alcohol in it. It has denatured alcohol. And the reason why alcohol is usually present in sunscreens or some products is because alcohol is what actually helps the sunscreen to spread easily on the skin. That's why in some sunscreens you will see that they have alcohol in them. It helps things spread easily, and also it helps products absorb into the skin quickly. So that's why you might find alcohol in a skincare product. It's not just because they feel like they should just add alcohol, it's because it's serving a purpose. And I feel like that's why this absorbs quickly into the skin too. So if you do not like alcohol, I would not recommend you use this at all. Or if you have very sensitive skin, probably don't try this. But if you just have like maybe you are just kind of, I don't know, this doesn't even sting my face when I use my chemicals and all that. This doesn't do that. But if you are being cautious and very careful, then you might not want to try it. The next sunscreen I'll be talking about is this Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence. This, oh my, we all know Biore UV Aqua sunscreens. The second best sunscreen I've ever tried since I got into skincare was the old one that usually come in the 50 ml. That was the second sunscreen I used, and I was like, oh my god, I'm beginning to like sunscreen. But the problem with Biore is that they usually change their formula like every few years, and this is the latest one. They even have another one in the very watery form. I tried that last year and I also like that too. And this one too, like Biore never fails especially their sunscreens that come in this blue something, they never fail whenever they are making it, and this is no exception. This has sort of a gel-like texture and it spreads on the skin easily. Honestly, there is something about Japanese sunscreens that they are nice, and I don't want to start anything here, but I feel like I like Japanese sunscreens more than Korean sunscreens. If you didn't hear that, you didn't hear it. But like Japanese sunscreens, and another reason why I like Japanese sunscreens is because they are usually water resistance. Water resistance means when you are sweating or you are in water, you will still be getting the protection from the sunscreen up to some minutes, usually 80 minutes. But the other ones, the moment you are sweating or you get into water, it kind of washes off and you're no longer getting the sun protection. And this one is water resistant, which is another thing I like. So I usually use it whenever I'm going out and I know I'll be in the sun for quite a while. Like I said, it has a creamy gel-like texture. You know, those Korean and Japanese, I don't know, the Asians, they have this kind of formulation process where it's like they make a product, no, it's not gel, but it's not cream too, it's like in the middle, and it's because of that it applies quickly and it's hydrating too. This is such a hydrating sunscreen, but it's not hydrating in the way that it's greasy. Because of that, oily skin can also use this, but I feel like if you have very oily, super oily skin, you might not like this because it can be quite hydrating and you might not want to have that feeling on your skin. And that's because it has ingredients such as glycerin, sodium hyaluronate, arginine, xylitol, royal jelly extract. All of these are very, very hydrating, and that is why it has that hydration effect, and it's kind of cooling on the skin as well. So I really like it whenever I'm going out. Ghana is so hot, so this kind of gives me that hydration and cooling effect whilst I apply. I feel like the older one wasn't like hydrating as this one. Because of that one, those with very oily skin actually liked it, but this one is not like that. So if you've used that one before and you feel like this would give you that same effect, I'm sorry, it's not going to. And this actually comes in 70 grams, which is quite nice because the older one comes in 50 grams and this is 70 grams. So it's like yeah, this is a 20 grams more. I don't know why I'm fumbling over my words, but this is really, really good. It absorbs quickly into the skin, and that is, like I said, that is what I like. That is what I like. The con here is that it has alcohol too. I don't mind products having alcohol. I think I've said that, and this one also has it too. So if you do not like alcohol or you prefer, also I think it has fragrance. I'm not really sure, but maybe I'll put it on the screen if I check. But this has alcohol, so if you do not like alcohol-based sunscreens, then this one is not for you. Now, if you like a sunscreen that's kind of lightweight, absorbs quickly, it's not greasy and all that, you will really like this one. And it doesn't give any white cast. Obviously, none of the sunscreens I'm talking about gives white cast. The next sunscreen I'll be talking about is the Eucerin Sun Gel Cream Oil Control SPF 50 Plus. This is specifically made for those with oily skin, and I feel like oily, acne-prone skin, you would really like this one so much. According to the brand, they say this gives 8 hours plus anti-shine benefits, and I feel like it's true. Even though I don't know. Yeah, I think so, because this gives quite a nice dry down matte finish, not like your very strong type of matte finish, but this really is great for those with oily skin. Whenever I apply this, I don't see any greasiness on my skin throughout the day. My skin just feels normal. There's no oiliness on my T-zone where I usually get oily. This is just so nice, and I feel like this gives me such a very good protection. I don't know why I think that. So if you have oily skin and acne prone skin and you are scared of using a sunscreen that would clog your pores or all that, try the Eucerin one, because it's specifically made for you guys, and this gives such a powdery matte nice dry down finish, which I really like. Like, I'm about to do sunscreens specifically for oily skin types, sunscreen that would be so suitable for them, and this would be part. It really actually works for oily skin. There are some sunscreens that are formulated and the brand will be like, well, it's for oily skin, and oily skin people would use it and it's like, it's not controlling anything. I'm still feeling greasy, my skin is still oily. This doesn't do that. It actually controls oil. It's actually anti-shine. So 5/5 for it. The texture is also creamy. It has a very creamy texture. I did a video on the application somewhere. I'll put it there, and it's very creamy, like I said, but it absorbs into the skin quickly. And I think it has an ingredient called silica. I'm not sure, but I will find it. I'll research and try to get if it's true. Silica is like a powder which kind of absorbs oil and gives your skin a matte finish, which I really like. The last sunscreen in this category before I move to Sunsticks, and this is my favorite sunscreen of 2023. Like, this brand on its own is one of my favorite Korean skincare brands, and they made my favorite sunscreen, like top tier sunscreen of 2023, and it is Haruharu Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Daily Sunscreen. This also has a creamy texture, but not as thick as the rest. It's quite in between being creamy and lotion. lotiony. I don't know how to say it, but it's between a lotion and creamy texture. And this applies like a moisturizer. Whenever I'm applying this, it feels like I'm just applying a normal moisturizer, which is what actually made it my number one sunscreen of 2023. 2022, my number one sunscreen was Eden Tree hyaluronic acid sun gel, and last year this one made it to my top tier. Like, and most of my clients are really enjoying this. And when I'm saying clients, I mean I have an online skincare store in Ghana here. I sell skincare and I help people with their skin issues. So yeah, this is one of the most people are just buying this. This is selling out in our store quickly, and it's because of a good reason. This also gives a nice natural finish. It's not oily, it's not too dewy. It's not too dewy, it's not like too much on the skin. It just applies like you apply the lotion, and that's the feeling it gives you. And as usual, it applies quickly, it absorbs quickly into the skin. It's not going to, I don't have to spend like 5 minutes trying to blend it into my skin. I'm no longer like, it's 2024. We are not even going to be doing that here. Any sunscreen that's giving me headache, I'll just use it as a body sunscreen or something. That's it. So the notable ingredients in this are niacinamide, phytosphingosine, lingonberry extract, glycerin, heart leaf extract, rice bran oil, ceramide, NP, biosaccharide gum 1, and adenosine. Maybe I think this is the reason why I really, really like this sunscreen, because it has all these nice ingredients in it that a moisturizer would have, and that's what gives me this kind of illusion that it's a moisturizer. And a quick one, sunscreen is just a moisturizer with UV filters in it. So you probably don't need to apply a moisturizer in the morning before going in with another sunscreen. I see people are worried that whenever they apply their moisturizer, applying sunscreen on it just makes it like, too much. Their skin becomes greasy. I particularly do not apply moisturizer in the morning, except if the sunscreen is going to be a very lightweight one. Then I would go in with a moisturizer before going in with my sunscreen. But let me say 90% of the time, I just go in with my sunscreen right after my serum. I don't really do moisturizers in the morning. So, and this one applies like a moisturizer already with your sunscreen protection in it. Why I didn't mention it in the video. All these sunscreens contain SPF 50. They are SPF 50 plus 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 PPA plus 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 4 pluses, and that's what I like. I live in a very hot country. I do chemical peels and all that. So I really need a sunscreen that will give me higher protection. And whenever I'm going out, as much as possible, I try to wear sunscreen that have water resistant and sweat resistant in them, because I really need that protection. Let's go into Sunsticks. I have two here. I tried, I think, about 4 or 5, but only 2 made it into my top, the best ones that I tried, and they are these 2. Like I said, only these 2 made it into the top 2, and that's because number one, they are not greasy. That's what I look for in a sunstick, period. Give me SPF 50 plus and do not be greasy. And these 2 did that. And the first one I use is the Scinic Enjoy All Round Airy Sunstick. You see, the writing has kind of worn off. And this one comes in, and I think this was 19 gram or 25. I'll try and put it on the screen. This actually is like completely out. As you can see, it's out, like nothing is left. And this gave a very matte finish. Let me try it here for you to see. Like, see the amount of time I'm trying to apply it, and it has removed. Like, see, there is no like oiliness or greasiness, which is fantastic. So I usually use this whenever I'm going out. Like, whenever I'm out, I put it in my bag, because you need to reapply your sunscreen. It's usually said every 2 hours. I personally don't follow that rule strictly, because I don't think it's doable, if that's the word. Like, it's not practical. So I usually, whenever I go out and I know I'm in the sun, maybe after 2 hours I can reapply. But maybe when I'm just in the sun, out and about, I just kind of use common sense to know, okay, it's time to reapply. And if I'm maybe wiping my face from sweat and all that, I'm like, sometimes it's not even up to 2 hours. I have to apply because, okay, I've sweat a lot and let me clean my face and all that. So I'll reapply with this, and they usually last for like 2-3 months. It depends on how frequent I'm using it. This is such a good one. It's not greasy. If you have oily skin, you would actually like this one too, because it's not greasy at all. The next one is the Abib Quick Sunstick Protection Bar. This one is, look at how it, I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can still get some. Yeah, this is it. Like, this is everything that's left. You see what it looks like? It has this very transparent, clear look to it. It has this curved structure to it. So whenever you're applying, you can even get to your under eye around like easily when you are applying it, which I really, really like so much. And also, it's not greasy at all. Let me apply it here for you to see. They came out with another type. That one I found it to be greasy. I don't even know where I placed it. and I don't even want to use it again. Like, see, I don't know if you can see, there is no grittiness on it, which I said I like. With Sunsticks, that's the best thing that's the thing like you should look out for. It shouldn't be greasy. And also it should it should come in a form where it can be easily applied. You can see these two, they have nice shapes, so they are easy to apply even on the eye area. And this j'adore très beaucoup. My French is coming out. So yes, those are the sunscreens I used in 2023 that I really like. I actually tried so many sunscreens. I think I tried like more than a dozen of sunscreens, and these were the ones that I really like. There are some that I actually like too, but they are not the ones that I'll be like, okay, yeah, I want to repurchase. These are the ones that I would repurchase again without even hesitating. So thank you for watching my videos, and I hope you really enjoy it. Let me know your favorite sunscreen of 2023, the one you tried and you like. And yes, bye.